On this week's episode of the pod, we dive into 2026 and the changes we plan on making to better our lives.
Attendance black belts versus real black belts.
We have a ton, and I mean a ton, of listener questions.
2026, baby. Boobies are back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the pod. My name is Kenny. This is episode 118 of the BJJ Balance Podcast. It is the first episode of 2026. Matt, what is going on, brother?
Damn it, Kenny, I missed you, dude. Even though I talk to you every day. I missed you guys. I missed you guys in the podcast world. We're back, and I go, oh my God, we had a lot of messages saying, we missed you guys. No podcast this week. Oh, the messages. And you know what? That kind of made me and Kenny feel good inside. Because it's like going away and letting you guys miss us a little bit kind of feel good. I'm going to be honest with you. It did. But I did miss podcasting. And I did miss, clearing this weird mind of mine. And we're back. 51 straight weeks. Lock in, motherfuckers. Here we go. What's up? How was Christmas, Kenny? Explain it. What we do?
Christmas was good. A lot of changes around. I mean, a lot of my gym has gotten a lot of you guys.
Yeah, we just in there like
because you guys are moving and I guess having a grand reopening.
Yes,
day after tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be open Tuesday.
Well, the day this podcast
drops. Yeah, we'll be open.
And the fuck, man, the videos that I've seen of people posting in there, and video never does anything justice. Like I was like, oh, it looks big. I feel like I'm gonna walk in there and be like, holy shit. But
yeah,
it looks
for
massive,
sure,
bro. It looks massive.
Yeah, it's big black mats, dude. It's good, dude. It's I really
You think anybody goes through a glass window at some point? We hope not.
We hope not, dude. We hope not. I don't think so. No, we'll be pretty mindful, but we get after it pretty good at our gym. Yeah. But I hope not. Oh no, that's not happening.
Hope not.
That Stone Cold music better start playing if it does, though.
Matt, it's 2026, and I'm
ready to put the tree back up and call it a year. I'm having a hell of a week.
People always do the New Year's resolution thing. I've never been that guy. I've always kind of thought they were cheesy. But I do believe in like progress and change and goal setting and things like that. So maybe these aren't resolutions because I'm not necessarily trying to like I want to quit smoking or I want to do this or you know what I mean, like. But definitely, I think it's good at the beginning of the year to set some goals for things that you want to accomplish. And when it comes to goal setting, this is, I have been an avid advocate for journaling in different aspects of life, be it your jiu-jitsu journey, your life journey or whatnot. But I have this journal my wife actually got me for Christmas.
Fucking journals, dude.
Bro, it's, but it's like, normally I just journal. It's blank pages and I write. But this actually has like outlines and like ask questions and things like that, and kind of like, but it's all about that, like planning and things like that. Well, at least the beginning of this is. And one of the quotes that I read in it today while I was journaling was, in order to hit a goal, you have to have a goal. And that's resonated in me because I feel like too often people are just kind of, and I've definitely been guilty of this in my lifetime, but on the back half of my life, I'm really trying to like do things with purpose and intention. And I feel like too often people just kind of exist.
Mm-hmm.
And, they always say hindsight is 20/20. Well, one of the things that I've really been trying to focus on, we'll just say the last like 3 months, right, has been like the desire to have like better financial literacy, the desire to like, to be able to understand how to make my money work for me, the desire to attain the discipline to save money and not be so impulsive in my spending. Because that's something that I'm admit it's like my worst trait in my opinion.
Oh, me too, bro.
And it's just like, and that's what, even like this Christmas, my wife's just like, I don't know what to get you because anything you want, you just buy it. And I'm like, I'm fortunate that I have a job where I make enough money to where I'm able to do that. But in retrospect, I don't have much of a savings, man. And I really need to fix that. And so I was having Clayton, this is not like a name drop or anything, but I was having a conversation yesterday with Clayton from Level Black, and I would consider him one of the more successful people when it comes to like financial, I don't know, liberty that I know, like on a personal level. So when the guy starts talking to me about money and whatnot, I'm going to fucking listen, like the guy's clearly doing shit right.
Yes.
And not to dive into anything because I don't know too much, but I would just say he's not, Level Black isn't his only like stream of income, if that makes sense. Like the man has multiple sources of income, and that's how it should be if you want to be successful. But he started talking to me last night about like investing, and not necessarily playing the stock market, but just like investing money in like the S&P 500 and like to have a Roth IRA. And so yesterday he was just like, if I could convince you to do anything right now, he goes, go online, start an account with whatever this company is, start a Roth IRA, put money into it immediately, like whatever you have. If it's $100, put $100. If it's $500, put $500. And then he's just like, and then just make a monthly commitment. Like, I'm going to put X amount of money in this account every single month, period. No questions asked, just like it's my power bill. Like it's a non-negotiable. It has to be done. And, it starts talking about compound interest, and he's like shooting me all these screenshots from a compound interest calculator. He's like, dude, if you just put this much to start and you put this much a month, and like, it's a pretty menial amount. By the time, you retire in, let's say 20 years, like it's going to grow, exponentially grow this much. Like I've only put this much in, because a Roth IRA, you can only put $7,000 per year in. But
so I couldn't like say I want to put 20 grand in and start.
From my understanding, you can't. The Roth IRA it's a tax loophole. So because it's post. So like do you have a 401k? You've got a pension.
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
pension and 401k. Yep.
Okay, so 401k is pre-tax money. So they take it out of your paycheck before it gets taxed.
Right.
A Roth IRA is post-tax money. So you've already been taxed on the money that you're putting in there. What that means is that when you go to withdraw from your Roth IRA, when it matures in, let's say 20 or 30 years, whatever one you choose, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will be tax-free. You'll pay no capital gains tax on what you've accumulated. So I think that's why they have a limit on it. So I believe that you could go drop 30K, and it'll still appreciate the same, but it's not going to have that tax-free benefit when you
imagine
withdraw.
if you started one for your kids.
Exactly. And I've been thinking about that all day, dude. And I'm sitting there like, okay, because there is investment things like that. It's like you literally, if like, I'm gonna pull a calculator up. This is gonna be wild. The teacher said, Kenny,
Mr. Wilson, you won't always have a calculator on hand.
Yeah, well, the bitch was wrong. She did. Guess what? Guess who didn't know about iPhones?
You didn't know about that shit, did you, Miss Hookteen? Fuck off. No, I'm just...
Here we go. And I'm just going to... Okay, so this is a compound interest calculator. So let's say you took $1,000. Let's say Christmas time hits, bunch of family member, your father-in-law, your mom, etc. Everybody's just throwing money at their grandkids for Christmas. Hey, just get them a gift. And you were like, oh, dude, we got like $1,000 here. If you threw that $1,000 in a compound interest account for your kid right now, and so she's what, 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's say we're going to give it to her when she's 35. So that's 27 years from now. Right? And we're going to do, I'll talk about this in a second. We're going to contribute $100 a month into her account, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you did the $1,000 off the bat and you put $100 a month in every single month till she turns 35, by the time she's 35 years old, she will have $158,429 in her account because of compound interest, bro.
That's pretty sick. That's not smart. That's a smart play. It's a smart play.
And then it gives this little like this is a graph showing the compound interest, like how it just shoots through the roof because it's just being paid interest year over year over year, and then you're making money on the interest that you've. Let's do another one. Let's say you put no money. You wait till she's 40. You put no money.
Just left it at 1,000.
Just 1,000, right? If you just threw 1,000 in there right now, and when she's 35, you let her take the $1,000 out. It'd be it would be $13,109. It would literally 13x your investment just by putting it there and letting it sit there for till she's 35.
Shit. I mean, you love your kids or not, guys? Like, we don't even have we need a fucking IRA sponsor now.
Right.
Look at we're teaching you guys.
But that just got me, you know, and again, I'm baby steps at this right now. But like, I was so motivated yesterday that I created the account. I threw some money in there, and I'm like, I'm gonna do my budget here. And I'm gonna figure out like what I can, because my budget's we're looking to buy a home, so my budget's gonna change here, obviously, in the next couple of months. But I'll rebudget after we purchase a home, and I know what we're putting into the home monthly and all that stuff. But I'm gonna commit to a dollar amount per month or per week, actually, because I get paid weekly. So I'm gonna figure out how I can auto deduct that right out of my checking account right into this Roth
Imagine
IRA
just putting
account.
your energy drink fund into the account.
Right. Yeah. If I'm spending $6 a day on Red Bull, that's what is that? 30. Well, yeah, let's call it 30 days. That's $180 a month.
You just throw it right in there.
And then I'm also doing something for my health at the same time.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just that, you know. But
what other resolutions you got? What do you want, or goals?
I'm gonna bounce all over. This is in no particular order. I did write some down, but I want purple belt and I want a stripe, and I think that's feasible. I already know my purple's coming in 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes, that is feasible. That is easily feasible.
Yeah. But I want it to mean something. I've admittedly, you know, it's been the holiday season, whatnot. I've just been busy with, you know, again.
Yeah, the guy go, where's Kenny? I haven't seen him in a while. I was like, well, he's getting his anus tattooed.
Yeah.
So he can't really roll.
And that's the thing. I've been getting because my professor is my tattoo artist, or was, I should say, because he retired 3 days ago. So I had to hurry up and get as much work done from him on my leg as I could before he retired. But I'm healed now. I can go back. So, but I did an open mat on New Year's Eve. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I want to settle into my purple, and feel deserving and like I'm on the right path. 2, I want a medal at purple. So I'm going to compete this year. I want 10K on the BJJ Balance IG, which I know will hit. I know that's a low number, but it's a milestone number. I want to hit 10K.
It's a number we've wanted for like 2 years.
Yeah. And I think that'll happen before summertime. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
I want to go on another work trip. We didn't really do one in 2024.
Yeah.
Or 25.
I would love to travel.
Yeah.
With the pod to your gym or whatever, an event.
Yeah.
And like do media for it, do a podcast for it. Like when we did the PGF, we did there's like a whole different thing. Is the PGF BJJ Balance collab that we did. So we did a daily podcast just on PGF content, only on our YouTube. It's still up. Interviewed the fighters and stuff like that. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like, when I say work trip, I mean something with the pod. You know what I mean? I want to, whether it be a CJI3 event, if that happens, whether it be another PGF trip, whether it's something like that, whether it be, you know, we just go, it's something where like if we could take our families, like it'd be an option kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where it's to where our families feel like, oh shit, like this is the thing, we're involved too, you know?
You want to show out a little bit.
Yeah.
Show them that the work is meant something.
Right. Financial literacy and a path to financial freedom. I just spoke about that. Knowledge in general. I really enjoy learning on the topics that I enjoy learning about, if that makes sense. So the things that I have interest in, I want to become more proficient at them or expand the reach of those. So like, Last year I picked up, more interest in like actual shooting versus just like being a guy that likes guns. Like I really want to be a better, more proficient shot. And I did get better and more proficient, but I'm at the base of the mountain. You know what I mean? Like, am I better than what I was, a year or two ago? Absolutely. Like hands down. Absolutely. But there's so much room for growth there that jiu-jitsu, obviously there's so much room for growth there. Video editing, and color grading and things like that. Like I'm in the middle of a color grading course and I kind of put that on hold during the holidays just because there's a lot going on and, but I need to just start checking that off and spending more time doing that. And then, these are all things that I know that these sound like hobbies for me, but it's like everything that I do ties into something that's going to better my life and my family's life. So I'm doing all of this and I just happen to enjoy it, but it's all for a purpose. You know what I mean? Like right. The better I get at editing, the better I get at color grading, the better this podcast is going to look. The better this podcast looks, the more chance we have of being a more polished product and cutting through, in the mainstream and becoming more visible in that space. Right. The better I am at shooting, the more confident I am that I can protect my family. Same with jiu-jitsu. The better I'm at jiu-jitsu, the more confident I can protect my family. The better I become at financial literacy and investing and making my money work for me, the better off my family will be in the future. And, it's one of those things where it's just like you had mentioned, like, well, what about if you made an account for your kids? Like, absolutely. I would love to fucking do that. If I can convince my oldest kid to like, hey, you're 23, like you are so young right now. If she were to jump on this and then here, let's do, this is the crazy one. So like my kid's 23, right? If my kid were to, that's why. Here it is. If my kid were to start investing now, let's say my kid just puts $200 in, right? She's 23 years old. 200. Let's say she's going to go to 65. So 42 years. She's going to put, let's call it $150 a month in. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
$978,699. She'll be a millionaire, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. You'll be able to fucking almost buy a house in California. With that.
That's what if you do this young enough, if you do this,
you can really change your life.
By the time you're 65, you can retire and be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
They don't teach you this in school though. You know what's stupid?
No.
They don't teach you this. They don't want you to know. They don't. No. The school system doesn't want you to know that.
It's like think about, like, we always talk about like people like, oh, I wish I started jiu-jitsu younger. I wish I had my priorities straight when it came to, and I always say like, dude, I always said that jiu-jitsu was so expensive, but then I'd go drop $200 at a bar on a Friday. Like it was nothing, I would literally budget. I would get my paycheck and I would budget because I work in the body shop world and body shops overwhelmingly get paid week by week. It's literally a weekly paycheck thing. It's like, that's how the whole industry works for me. So as long as I've been in this, I've been getting paid every week. And every week I would literally budget bills, fun, before anything else. You know what I mean? Before, like, I'd be like, I would literally skimp. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put this much away for like food and groceries because partying was more important to me than eating.
Speaking of fun, are you an ass guy or a tits guy?
Yo, what?
I can't control this brain, Kenny. This is how my brain works. It goes up through the fucking belly, up through my ears, into my eyes a little bit, down through my nose, out my mouth. Are you an ass guy or a tits guy? I've loved 2026 because I'm going to say this right now. I'm thankful that big titties are back.
Yeah, I would say you're a 90s guy. Yeah,
big titties are making a comeback.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
they are. It was like big fat BBLs, big asses for a long time. A long time it was booties.
Yeah.
And like I've heard the thing, you buy the booty, you marry the tits. Or you buy the booty, marry the booty, buy the tits. I've heard that my whole life. Like that. And I'm like, oh, that seems legit. I've always been a fan of, big old chests. And anyways, I'm just happy that, and who we got to thank? We got to thank Sydney Sweeney for that. She's brought him back. She's like,
is she the, and I don't mean like the same character roles in one, but is she like this generation's Pam Anderson? Like that's what we had.
Is.
We had Pam Anderson, Jenny McCarthy, and Carmen Electra.
Yeah.
We had
Nicole Smith, if you're really into some weird shit.
Yeah. We had, when we were teenage boys, bro, we had hitters,
fun bags, dude.
Yeah. And
bagged up.
What let's say like the one generation back right now, they had what?
You ever see anybody on Baywatch running away? No, you fucking didn't. No, you didn't. They were always running at you.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, I'm happy that's back. You know what I mean? And I think the woman form is beautiful all around, but I've just always been, maybe it's a throwback, but I'm just happy to see that back. I'm thankful for everything. I'm not really like, I have goals. Yes, of course. There's things I want to accomplish. I'm fucking, that keeps me up at night, literally. But which we talk to be a sickness, but hey, man, whatever. But I just thankful for everything that we have. I'm thankful for what this podcast is going to do. I already know what it's going to do. I'm thankful for this friendship that we've developed. I just mentally, like I was saying yesterday to you guys in the group chat, like I'm in a great space right now.
Yeah.
I have healthy children who I have a beautiful wife, a family who loves God. If that's not your thing, hey, that's fine. I have, we had a good Christmas. I was able to provide for my family. I was able to put smiles on my kids' faces. Life is good, man. I can't complain. Coming from like raised in a way to where I am now, people would already say like, this is what I prayed for and I'm already living it. You know what I mean? Like I'm already living what I always wanted. So I'm truly, truly thankful for what I have and excited for where I'm able to go, being able to use my voice in this platform to be more successful. So to me, whether it's financial or whatever it is, I'm just super blessed. I'm a blessed man. Physically, I'm pretty wrecked. I'm pretty wrecked right now, but mentally, man, I could not be more prepared for 2026.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's a lot going on. Matt and I talk a lot, so he knows everything that's going on movement wise in my life and everything right now. And everything is trending in a really positive direction. And that's one of the things that I mentioned to you like a couple of weeks ago when we were just texting back and forth is like, I feel like so many things are lining up right now that 26 is just going to be good all around. But
you got to be ready.
Right.
You could be going, everything's good. There will be, you're going to have to, it's going to happen somewhere in the year. Something's going to happen where it's going to, I think when you're mentally ready, when you're in such a good space, you can take the blow a little better. Sometimes we go into life and we go into the year and we're just like, man, I can't wait for 25 to be over. It's been such a bad year. And you're hoping 2026 is just something new, but no, you haven't really let go of 25 or you haven't let go of the past trauma. And it just rolls over. And then when the blow does come throughout the year, it just stockpiles all over. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like what we need to do, whatever happened in the past or what's holding you back, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. Whatever you use to do that, you got to let it go and you got to forget about it. And you got to put your gi on and you got to fucking tighten that fucking belt. You got to bow in and you got to go choke some people. And you just got to be like, you know what? You can't like dwell on the crap that's been like holding you back. And you just got to start fresh. Starting fresh means starting fresh. If that's cutting people off, that's cutting people off. If you're heartbroken over somebody, gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. Don't be sad because you can't be with somebody you want to be with. She doesn't want to be with you or he doesn't want to be with you. Be excited about the next chick you're going to meet in 26. You got to let it go.
You know, Matt, we never really talked about this. And I mean, we don't have to dive into it by any means, but just to kind of touch on something, exactly what you're saying. One of the things that I found most beneficial to me in the last couple of months, and something that's led to a lot of just personal growth over the last couple of months, I've been shedding like a lot of like bad baggage that I've carried around for decades, bro. Decades. And I've been on this podcast very vocal about my disdain for religion and my disbelief in God. And that changed a couple of months ago. And again, you know that. But it's never something we've talked about on the pod. But I don't think that there's any sense in, I mean, I've been vocal about being anti in the past, so that I don't think there's any reason to shy away from being pro currently. But I did find a relationship with Christ in the last few months, and it has had some insanely impactful changes in my life for the positive. And what I've been doing a lot lately in regards to exactly what you're commenting on right now is just kind of letting my problems be God's problems. And what I mean by that is not like giving up and just kind of like throwing in the towel, but saying like just sitting in prayer. And anytime that something like hits my mind where I'm confused about it, or I'm unsure, or where I know something is wrong and I shouldn't be doing it, I feel tempted in something that I shouldn't be doing, I literally just stop what I'm doing and I pray. If I'm laying in bed at night for some reason and I can't sleep and my mind's racing, I'll stop and I'll pray. Like sometimes when I'm praying, because my mind is so just scatterbrained, sometimes when I'm praying to God, literally I'll go off on a tangent and start thinking about something else that has nothing to do with what I was just praying about. And I'll have to like stop that and start praying again. And it's like, it's just been what I've been doing lately, where it's just like we're house hunting, and inevitably there's going to be heartbreak. You know, you're going to find a house that you love, you put an offer in, falls through, etc. But being able to just be like, you know what, have a conversation with my wife, God's going to put us in the house that we're meant to be in. Whether it's the house that we think that we want, or like we just put an offer in that didn't go through a week ago. And we were like, man, this is going to be a great house. We were like shopping for flooring and like looking at appliances and like, what are we going to put this? And we're going to, you know what I mean? And it fell through. And it stung a little bit in the beginning, but I just have to trust that God's going to find a better house for my family. Maybe it's location wise, maybe it's square footage wise, maybe it's whatever.
Yep.
Maybe there's something about this house that we loved that we didn't know. Like maybe there's a foundation crack. Maybe there's a problem with the plumbing. Like who knows? Well, I have no clue. You don't know what you don't know. But being able to have something greater than myself that's infallible, that doesn't make mistakes, and have like as men, we're always looked at, and at least in a traditional sense, as the leaders, the heads of our household, the leaders and whatnot. But even leaders need leaders.
Yeah.
And I think that's what God is to me. That's the lead that I'm following.
Yeah. Whether it's the church, which I have my opinions on the church, whether I'm not going to say, whether it's through Christ, whether it's through jiu-jitsu, whether it's through the community, is what helps a man grow to me. Mm-hmm. And the bravest thing I seen, the most badass thing I seen Kenny do all year, last year. Okay. And it's something I couldn't do. I don't have the balls. To do what this guy did. And it was like, I think this was even before you started your walk. He had, and we could delete this if you don't want it on there. He had text his father, like basically he asked for a forgiveness text to his father and basically said, you know what? It is what it is. No remorse, not looking for a relationship. I'm just letting you know, like, it's all good. You know what I mean? And to me, like, and it was way more complex than that. I'm cliff noting it, but to me, I was like so impressed and like, man, that was badass. Like how he was able to do that. And I'm that from that day on, when you did that, I knew, and this is before you even had that moment, watching I think it was the Charlie Kirk funeral or whatever. You know what I mean? This is even before that. when that happened, I was like, oh, this guy's going to change. This guy's going to find God. I knew it right there. I didn't say it then because in the group chat, it was always kind of like, prove Matt that he's not real. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just like, guys like, you know what I mean? But like, it's fine. Like, and I'm just so proud of like where you've come as a man. I've only known you for 3 years. So I was like so impressed. I was so impressed with it because I don't think I could do that. I'm not strong enough to do that to my father. Obviously, I can't. I don't think I could. So to me, commend you. Hats off for that. I thought that was like one of the most brave things I've seen you do, or brave things I've seen done. Yeah. Period. I thought that was like pretty badass. So, but yeah, man, 2026, huh?
You know, guys, we don't have really a topic per se.
And just because we found God doesn't mean I can't say, titties. Shit.
He can't admit that he loves titties.
Look, look, hey, it's the same old pot. I want to get in heaven, but I want to be like, whoa, fucking barely made it. Man, you know what I mean? Like, woo, almost didn't make it there.
We have a question heavy episode, and before we dove into that, I really wanted to just like kind of talk about like, I mean, it's the typical like New Year's stuff, but it's like what's a 42-year-old take on it, and a guy that does jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? Like, what are the things that are like, I'm not 25. It's not like, fuck, I want a new car and I really want to move out of my parents' house. You know what I mean? It's like, no, like what are things that really matter? And like, if you're a younger guy and you listen to this episode and you're just like, well, I don't have family. I don't have, you know what I mean? Like maybe you've got a great relationship with your parents. Like Matt and I have tumultuous childhoods, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of things that mirror one another in the way that we grew up. So there's definitely a connection there that we're able to understand each other on that level. But I'm telling you right now, like if you grab nothing from this, just know that I know you feel old. I know you feel like you're so aged at this point. You know, you might be 22, 23 years old and you feel like you've lived a lot of life. And you know what? You have for where you're at in life right now. But I'm 42 and to look back 20 years ago, like I've lived, you know, when I was when I was 21, I thought like, oh shit, I had it all figured out to that point. I'd already owned a home. I'd been married. I was, I did a little that I know I was about to get divorced. I had 2 kids. I thought I had it all figured out. And I've lived multiple lives since that point. You know what I mean? Like, and doubled that amount of years. Like it's insane the amount of like knowledge and wisdom that you have when you look back in retrospect, like how differently you would have played life if you had all the information that you had now. You know what I mean? And how much different you'd be. Like, when people say the hindsight is 20/20, that will make sense when you're in your 40s.
Yes,
because you're going to look back and be like, holy shit, now I get it. Like it's a phrase that's always made sense per se, but now you'll have personal attachment to it and be like, wow. You know, when
people
you're 20,
always say like, I wouldn't be able to hold it. Like, I'm like, man, I wish I would have found this thing that I found when I was 22.
Right.
I would not have been able to handle this at 22. All the followers and the crazy DMs and stuff. I would have been bad. You know what I mean? It would have been real bad. I would have self-sabotaged. Couldn't have handled it. Maybe we couldn't have handled the podcast. Can't make the next step until we both are ready for it to go the next step.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like it happens when it's ready. And I think when you're young, you're like, I want this. Why do they have it? I need it. It'll happen when it's ready. Like, I wish I would have found jiu-jitsu when I was 7. You didn't. Why? Because you probably wouldn't have stuck with it. You probably would have hated jiu-jitsu because your mom made you go and you had a bad relationship with it. And now you don't like it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you found it when you're supposed to find it. Your journey is your journey. In life, that's just the way it is.
Right.
If I would have decided to do pro wrestling when I was 18, that's what I really wanted to do, and I didn't do it, I probably would have a completely different life. I wouldn't even know you. I wouldn't have my wife I have now. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been like something, it would have been different. So,
right. You'd be a lot more physically broken, I'll tell you that.
I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, but there's a difference between meathead jiu-jitsu and meathead jumping off the top rope, brother.
Yeah. Well, fucking doesn't matter. Meathead just chop his finger off in the damn kitchen, too.
We have tons of questions to go through.
Tons of questions, dude.
Mark Legaction, someone breaks into your house while you're taking a shit. Do you wipe or you just get up and fight?
I'm fighting I'm fighting with fucking.
You're getting pink eye and beat up, bitch.
Oh, dude. And your boy's got some cakes too. I got some cakes. Just good cheeks on me. So it probably contained the particles pretty good in there. You know what I mean? I've never been a one wipe guy.
No.
Oh no, dude. There's a lot to get
of smeary real estate.
Yeah. I'm God the shit. There we go, dude.
Fucking Mike Walker actual. The wrist with the broken wrist, will you be making an attempt at the stranger?
Okay, so if those of you who don't know, if you haven't been following me on social media, which I know you are, so you know, I was rolling a couple weeks ago and I was being lazy with my freaking underhook and I passed the side control, even at black belt. Do dumb shit. And I got swept. JB came up, swept me, landed in my side control, landed on my wrist. The video is posted right now if you want to check it out. Not with kids though. Landed, it's actually collabed with on the pod. He landed on my wrist and I was like, oh man, like super bad.
Hurt, you sent us a picture the next morning and it was swollen as fuck.
Hurt so bad. And I was like, oh no. But of course I was like, I'm just being lazy and it's not that big a deal. I just sprained it and I'll be fine. Well, it has getting better. It's got a little more movement to it, but it's still like kind of locks and I can kind of like pop it in sometimes. I was like, well, that's not normal. But that's all good. So I've been training and I've been rolling with it and just kind of rolling with one arm with guys and stuff. So, the other day I was doing dishes. It's a new me. I was doing dishes. I was making chicken nuggies for the son and he's a little crazy kid. So he was like climbing up on the dishwasher and like, get off the dishwasher. And I'd be doing the dishes, get off the dishwasher, nuggets. I was like more than 3 things going on. I was like just Mr. Mom in it. It's like one of those little, it was like, so I was trying to like,
did you just finger glove?
Yeah, I did. I saw it in the camera. I was like, oh shit. But he's like nuggies. Well, he's little. He's 2. So he can't really eat a whole nugget because he just like inhales them. I'm like, you got to chew your food, dude. Yeah. He's just not. So I'm cutting them. But I go, I need a knife. So I grab a knife and, I'm like scrubbing and I'm looking at the nuggets on this. And the next thing I almost take the whole freaking damn finger off. I'm bad. I'm like blood squirting everywhere. I'm like, uh-oh. So I do it. I grab one of my daughter's hair ties. I do a tourniquet, bandage it, wake up the next morning, still bleeding pretty bad. I'm like, oh, bleed's not stopping. So she told me, go to ER. I go to ER. I get to ER. And instantly when I get to the ER, and I know people are sick and they're really hurting in there and there's some that are really, really sick. And for that, I'm sorry. But when I look at people in the ER, I'm like, 2 things. 1, well, you guys need to take a bath. 2, I don't understand. And 2, you guys are faking. Like, you guys are not that bad. I think half the people in there are not really that sick. They're just like got like hypochondria or something. Like they just, what's your level of pain? The lady in front of me, what's your level of pain from 1 to 10? 10. I'm like, you lie. And that's just how I always feel like, this chick, wear these knees for a second. Tell me how your pain feels. You know what I mean? I'm standing here like this, my finger bleeding out. Like, hey man, I just need, you know what I mean? And she's just like, I had a headache. I mean, I'm just fucking lazy. Anyways, so I was like, I'm out of here. I go to the emergency room. I say, I'm leaving this. I'm going to the urgent care. So I'm at urgent care. Like, yeah, we can take care of your finger. I was like, well, while we're here, you guys want to x-ray this wrist? Because in 2026, I'm going to be mindful of my injuries. I'm going to take them more serious. I don't want to have 2 fingers. Like, this one doesn't bend. I don't want to have like, I can't even do it. I don't want to look like this. That is horrible for lasso. Okay. So I was like, dude, cause I don't want to like, I was like, so the x-rays, oh yeah, you got a fracture, a new fracture and you have an old fracture. And I'm like, oh, cool, dude. 2 fractures in the wrist. It's like a scaffold break and I guess it's hard to heal. So I've got to meet with Dr. Baum, ortho. Like, do you have an ortho? I was like, I have an ortho. He's like, yeah, I figured you would. He's like, yep. I was like, so me with Dr. Baum this week, probably put a cast on it, probably out of work. Is that going to stop me from training, Kenny? No, it's not. Am I going to be training? Yes. Am I going to be casting dudes? Yes, I am.
You know what you can do now, though? And now you'll have all the reason in the world to start using?
What's that?
Peptides, baby.
I know. And we got a little info on that, don't we, Kenny?
We do. And we made an announcement last month, but we are officially partnered with Optiva Wellness, and they are a peptides company, and it is top tier quality stuff. Very knowledgeable folk over there. If you have any questions, absolutely reach out to them. Gentleman over there named Joe, very knowledgeable on peptides. He will get you set right. Whatever your goals are, health-wise, there is a peptide combination for you. And it could be weight loss. It could be endurance. It could be, healing and longevity. There are peptide compounds for whatever it is that you need fitness-wise. So, shameless plug, head on over to optivawellness.com. Drop the code BJJ Balance 10 to save 10% off. One of the I've been a peptide user for a while now. And one of the most beneficial peptides, in my opinion, is a stack. It's the Wolverine stack. It's BPC 157 and TB 500. And this stack helps with healing of both new injuries and existing lingering stuff. Phenomenal stuff. And they are going to be doing a heavy discount on the BPC 157 TB 500 stack for pod listeners. So when we have that code here in the next week or so, we'll drop that on the social media. But if you do jiu-jitsu or if you do CrossFit or anything like that, and you are, prone to just the little bang up injuries that I tweaked this, or I sprained that or something like that. This peptide combination will get you back on the mats faster than just taking time off and letting it heal. Obviously, still take some time off and let it heal, but it will heal faster because of this compound. This is well documented and proven. It's not snake oil. This is 100% there's more medical research out there than you can possibly have the time to read on backing all this up. And the best part about it is peptides. These are compounds that are already found in your body. So you're just adding extra compounds that are already found in your body. Right. It's not a steroid. You're not going to piss hot or anything like that. Like if you play any sort of a sport where you get tested, that's not a thing. But it will absolutely be hugely beneficial to you. I'll be the first to admit I'm doing more than just that TB 500 stack. There's also something called ipamorelin that helps with your body producing more growth hormone. So you're not injecting androgynous hormones in your body. It is just telling your brain, hey, I know you normally stop making growth hormone. Don't stop. Keep making some. And you'll put on muscle faster, and you'll build muscle faster because your body's making more of what it's already producing. Or if you're low in producing it, it will help ramp up that production. The other thing that I'm doing though, and this is your boy is after the holiday season, my man, I was weighing like 223, and that's the biggest I've ever been.
Zesty.
Yeah. And not like a goddamn, not a bulk 223, just a belly 223.
God, and I don't like to get the 223. Just tell you that right now.
Yeah.
123, that's like ideal weight for me.
So, I just started a tirzepatide cycle, which is a GLP. And I started that this week, and that'll probably be a 8 to 12 week process. But the goal is with that regimen, and it's not just the tirzepatide. There's other things that I'm taking to help with that. One of them is the ipamorelin, CJC 1295, the SLU, and MOTS-C. So I'm taking a lot, but that should be a pretty. And then obviously I've ramped up my protein intake and things like that. So the cool thing about tirzepatide, it's a GLP, but it also doesn't cannibalize muscle the way that like an Ozempic does. So your boy is trying to get down to like low 2s, maybe high 190s.
Oh man, I'm gonna kill you.
No, I'm hoping I can be a little more nimble. I'm like a little nimbly cat.
Honestly, though, like the GLP thing, that was like a huge thing. I get a lot in my comments because last year I lost a lot of weight, 50 pounds. People are like in the comments, GLP, Ozempic, man. People are coming at me like that. And if you know me, and Kenny does, your boy's cheap. I ain't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not.
I'm not
doing that. Not ashamed of saying if I did, I would. Look, if you're severely overweight and you have high blood pressure and heart disease and you're like, dude, I'm about to die here in the next 10 years.
Jelly roll.
Jelly roll is a great example. Right.
His was either I'm going to die from being overweight or I'm going to take this, and because he's already working out, I'm going to take this and help speed the process up so I have a chance of living.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe it is bad, but like you're bringing then when you're done, get off. Like,
well, and that's the thing. There's the stigma on GLPs. Well, the GLP that is linked to Ozempic isn't the best GLP out there by any means. You know what I mean? It's just the one that got FDA approved first and got really pushed into the market.
Right.
But it can cannibalize muscle.
I'm curious to see how this works for you, Kenny, because honestly, I plateaued a little bit, maybe a little bit. I'm like 238, 240. I keep staying around there. I haven't really dropped anymore. Granted, I've been hurt the last couple of weeks. But like I busted my ass. I'm sore. I'm working out like crazy. And I did it, the old fashioned way, but like, I'm not opposed to like, if this is working for you, like, man, maybe I will. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is if you're in a spot where you're like looking at yourself in the mirror while the shower's steaming up and you're hating what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Do it. What are you going to do? Like, you just gotta you just gotta get it done.
Right.
Like,
so, and I'm committed to it at this point. It's just like my wife is
the fitness industry has poo-pooed on the GLPs.
Yeah.
Because it's taking money out of their pockets.
100%.
So they're like, oh, you cheated. You didn't earn it. And this, and that.
It's a peptide. It's so that, the fitness industry loves peptides, but they don't like this one peptide because it does take away from what they do. But I can tell you this right now from firsthand experience, from knowing people that do it. I promise you there's people in your life that are in phenomenal shape, not just skinny, but in phenomenal shape, that are taking GLPs that you are unaware of. And many of them are in the competitive fitness industry, and they're using GLPs for their cuts so that when they go compete at competitions, they're as shredded as possible.
Yeah, a lot of guys in the jiu-jitsu space do it to cut weight for fights and for tournaments and stuff.
Because what it does is it helps suppress your appetite. So it's not like magically making weight fall off of you. It's just causing you to eat less. It's the peptide is triggering your brain chemistry saying you're not actually hungry. You're just supplementing food for whatever, it's a bad habit that you have. And we're going to stop the bad habit. And you stop thinking of food as like a pleasure source, and you start basically to rewire your brain to think as food
is a huge pleasure source for me.
Same.
Now, my injury, my broken wrist, I have legit fears of shelved for 6 weeks and relapsing on food. That's a serious, legitimate fear of mine.
Bro, just become a cardio machine in the meantime.
I'm going to have to. I am. I already talked to JB. It's like, we're just going to be on the freaking assault bike.
Yep. Just fucking.
Like, that's just got to do it. So even though, I'm with you on that 100%. Like, I don't, a lot of people eat for different reasons. It's not just purely because you're hungry. So if you can find something to help you solve your addiction, like.
Well, and that's the thing, is that so many people are GLPs are such
maybe you don't have the willpower that someone who does.
Right. There's this, and I admit it, I don't.
Who cares, man? Like,
there's a stigma around GLPs, particularly in, let's call it the jiu-jitsu community, the fitness community, et cetera, right? And I told, when I was talking to Joe over at Optiva, and I was like, hey man, like I'm definitely interested in this, and I think this could be hugely beneficial to me. Like, I said, and he's just like, I won't tell anybody, but I'm like, brother, like, I am not that guy. One, like when I jumped on testosterone, I told the world there's such a stigma on TRT.
Mm-hmm. Not anymore though. It's kind of like cool
now, but like 3 years ago, people were so
Rogan.
weird about
it takes Rogan. Rogan comes out and says GLPs are cool.
Right.
GLPs are cool.
So I'm just like, look, dude, I'll be as open and honest with people, because if there's something that I'm taking in my life that is hugely impactful to me in a positive way, and I'm not abusing it, and it's getting me to a goal that I was unable to accomplish without it, I'm all for it, and I'll be very public with it. So I was just like, look, man, like if you're confident that this is going to help me the way that it is, I'll be the guinea pig. Trust me, many people have used this. I'm just saying I'll be the first guy to be open and honest about it and be like, look, this is what I'm taking. This is what it's done for me. And this is how long it took. So, yeah. I have before photos. They are not pretty. And I'm not the thirst trappy guy, but with the permission of my wife, because I do respect the sanctity of my marriage. If I do start cutting drastic amount of weights and whatnot, and I'm looking better and I'm feeling more confident, I will share progress photos so that you guys can see that this actually works. And when I go to compete at Purple,
a thirst trap every once in a while, that's for sure.
When I go to compete at Purple and your boy's not in the super heavy category anymore, and maybe he's just regular heavy or medium heavy, it's going to be a fucking problem for you guys, because I am a larger guy that's used to, and I'm not. That's the thing, is that I'm still going to have the same. I attribute this to my time with Matt. I always admired pressure, but I didn't understand pressure until I started befriending Matt, and until Matt put the fucking pressure on me one day, and I realized how good that is, to the point where, a brief side note, I went to an open mat at a gym down in San Diego this past on New Year's Day, at Outliers down in Santee, which is down like San Diego area. And I rolled with a guy, and on board with a couple of guys that made the comment about holy shit, your pressure's fucking crazy, especially for my size. And I'm like, I attribute that to you, Matt. Like that's something that I've learned from you, and I've learned the importance of pressure from you, and it's such a good tool. But I'm still bringing that pressure when I'm down in the heavy to medium heavy range. So good luck, boys.
Yeah, man.
It's good fucking luck.
Yeah, good luck, guys. So but seriously, we'll put the website here. Check these guys out. I'm telling you right now, they're good dudes. To jiu-jitsu guys.
Yeah, they are. But the guys that own the company
are both generally want to help people.
Yeah,
it's a business for them, but they do want to help people. He was such a nice guy. It was such a good meeting we had with them, and we don't want to attach ourselves to people that. I mean, especially Ken, when Joe reached out to me, and he was talking. He was saying stuff like. Kenny's like, well, what about this? What about that? What about this? We don't want our listeners to buy something from us and then realize that it's not as cool. They're just doing it. We're just trying to make a buck. That's not how we want to. We've built a community with you guys, and we want to give you guys the best. So we vetted this, and we did our research before we did anything with these guys, and they're straight up dudes. So check them out. We'll put the website right here, and just get healthy. Get healthy, not for you, for your kids. Get healthy for your family. Get healthy and do it for you.
Right.
This is the modern time. Things are changing. You know what I mean?
I agree. We have more questions here. There's a couple long ones. I'm gonna save those for next week just because they are longer.
Okay.
They're almost like topics.
Okay.
Coffee with Julian. Did Pete the Greek wrist lock you?
Who the fuck is Pete the Greek?
I don't know. Who's Coffee with Julian?
I don't know. I'm gonna Google Pete the Greek.
If that's for me, for the open mat I went to, I don't know the name of everybody that I rolled with, and I did not get wrist locked. So if that's for Matt, I'm as confused as Matt is about that. Reckless.
Yeah, he's BJJ Fanatics guy, I guess. I don't know. No, I don't get wrist lock, guys. Unbeknownst to me, I just don't like wrist locks. Wrist locks are the foot stomps of MMA. They are illegal, but when you do them, I'm like, come on, man, foot stomps? That looks painful, and why? It's a kind of like a dumb, what the one thing worse than wrist lock is someone bending your fingers back. What are we doing? Are we child? That's why I don't like wrist locks. It's a legit move. It's gay.
I like wrist. Matt doesn't like wrist locks because Matt got his wrist broken from a wrist lock, and now Matt has another broken wrist, and it's just fucking.
Yeah, dude. And it wasn't a wrist lock. I still got landed on, but it's because I'm being stupid with the underhook.
Yeah,
but
you wrist locked yourself essentially.
Yeah, basically. I did.
You got wrist locked by the earth. Reckless _10p. Matt, how can you be a black belt on the mats but a white belt in the kitchen? This isn't amateur hour.
I cut my finger. I told you, cutting some chicken nuggies. I don't belong in the kitchen, honey. But there I was. Somewhere I shouldn't be, making dinner. No, I'm just.
We got a question from J Mavs 858. He says, what's an attendance-based black belt? Do you have to be a world champion competitor to be a black belt so the sport is not watered down? Some of us are old with jobs.
An attendance-based black belt is somebody who never competes, essentially. But that is not what I consider attendance-based black belt. To be a legit black belt, you got to know in your head, and you'll know when you know, that you can roll with anybody in the world. And when they're done rolling with you, they'll be like, all right, yeah, that's a black belt. If you feel like that is not it, if you're a black belt in the gym and guys, blue belts and stuff are still giving you problems, you might be an attendance-based black belt. Not saying that you're not going to get caught sometimes. Not saying that you're not going to lose sometimes. Not saying that, some guy's an athletic 250 pound blue belt and you're 180 pounds, 170 pounds. And but he shouldn't sub you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes your black belt keeps you alive. Sometimes your black belt keeps you from being subbed. Sometimes your black belt is having good defense and a good guard, being able to put your foot on the hips and be able to get away from situations. But attendance by black belt, like if you haven't earned the credentials on the podiums or if you've never competed and you're just going up through the ranks and you're not representing the name of your gym outside of the on the outside world in competition, you're just repping it on your window of your car. You might be an attendance-based black belt. Right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Not being a black belt, but I get where Matt's coming from. If you're the guy that literally you don't go to, and Matt may disagree with this. This is just my opinion. If you don't go to any other, like an open mat at any other school, you literally, the only looks you've ever had have been the looks in your gym. The
same 7 dudes you've been rolling with for the last 8 years.
Right. And you never even if you don't compete, but if you've never gone to an open mat or trained at another gym, while you were on vacation or something like that. And then where you actually got some different smoke where someone who doesn't know your game, you don't know their game. I mean, I think this goes for any belt level. Like if I go to an open mat or another gym and I am a blue belt, like a dirty blue, but I can't hang with a purple belt or I'm getting absolutely wrecked by their blue belts and maybe my belt's heavy on me. Maybe I'm like a gym blue belt. You know what I mean? Maybe
your belt should be heavy at first. Yeah. All belts should be fucking heavy. When you get them, you should be heavy. Now, I think Kenny's purple belt won't be heavy when he gets it because I think he's due. But I think, if Kenny got a brown belt right now, it'd be pretty heavy.
Yeah, for sure.
He'd be like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I am.
Could you imagine going to your next tournament this spring and being brown belt? How would you feel?
Guys, they're on the cusp of black. Fuck that.
Yeah, you'd be like, whoa, fuck. So, you kind of know where you are. You know where you are in your rounds. And the only way you really know when you are in your rounds when you're rolling with people you don't know. If you're not rolling with people that you don't know, then you're probably an attendance belt because you've never tested outside. And the only time you've ever tested it was against the same dude you roll with every day. And I'm not saying switch to classes up a different smoke in your class. That means you're only rolling in your gym. And if you're only rolling in your gym, that means you're comfortable rolling in that space. You're comfortable rolling in those mats. Even if you go to another gym and you're rolling on different mats that feel different on your feet, you're not breathing the same. It's a different environment. Your nerves, a little bit different spark.
Right.
You get comfortable rolling at home. I could fight somebody in my kitchen right now and have a great time. You move me out into some alley and some unforeign place I don't know. This is a new place. I don't know. It's a different feel. Open your horizons, open your environment. Don't just representing your gym on the window of your car, but representing it on the mats in some other tournament or in some other open mat or some other location.
Right.
That makes you not an attendance black belt. It makes you somebody who's actually representing the name on your back in the public.
We got a question here from Technical Chaos. This is from Matt. Honest question. What will you do while you heal? I watch way too much tape as is.
I'm going to train. I need jiu-jitsu. To me, I need it. I make money with it. It's part of income for me, so I'm blessed there. But I need it. It's something that I mentally keeps me locked in. I have known for returning from injury way too soon. And will I do it this time? Even though I said I'm going to look at care of my body in 26, I probably will, because mentally I need it. So I'll be teaching. I will still be doing everything I would normally do. Will I be sparring as much? Maybe not, unfortunately, because I don't want to nothing worse than having a stinky cast. You know what's worse than the stinky gi guy? The stinky cast guy. If they put a big old cast on me, it'd be hard for me to roll. I might be able to show technique or something, and then, but I'm going to be involved. I have to be there. So if you're hurt, go to class, do what you can.
I'll say this too. So we had one of the guys that I've talked about him on here before is a guy who got his blue belt the same day as me, Cody, at my gym, and he had some sort of a leg injury. I can't remember specifically what it was. I don't think it was knee. I think he might have had pulled a muscle in his leg or something. But he's out 2 or 3 weeks. And guess what? I saw him every time I went to class. He was there on the sidelines, on the bench, in street clothes, just watching, just being a part of the culture. Soaking up the information. Watching. Yeah, soaking up the information.
Sit on the cuck wall.
Watching dudes roll.
Hey, I'll give you guys all permission. If you're hurt, legitimately out, I can't train. I'm coming back from surgery. I'm coming back from whatever, herpes. Take it to the cuck wall. Sit your ass down. Take your shoes off. Go in your street gear, sitting in the wall, and being part of the game, being part of the team.
By all means, I don't know if you have
the Gracie
herpes.
Baja guys do that. I don't know how they are. They might you can't train unless you're fucking wearing your fucking pink gi or whatever the fuck they say. But most schools would be bro, you're part of the team. Don't just sit in the stands. Stands is for moms. Okay. And the fucking parents who don't train. You're part of the team. If you're hurt, take your shoes off, come sit down on the wall and be part of it.
Right. Tex_BJJ. You don't get questions from guys like that often.
Tex Johnson, huh?
I know. What do you know about that?
Look at us, Kenny. Look at us.
What do you know about the Isaac Michelle situation? Honestly, brother, not a lot. I know that there's some allegations, and I only say allegations because I guess that would be the legal phrase for it, and I don't want to get in trouble by saying that, but he's been accused of some sexual misconduct. I don't know to what extent. I don't know the age of the victims. It sounds like there's a fair amount of people that are coming out. And my only hope, and look, I'm not sticking up for this guy in any way, shape, or form. My only hope is that I know that when situations like this happen, people tend to pile on. My only hope is that all of these accusations get vetted, and there's some validity behind them before we start, making them stick to the guy, because he very well he's very likely a giant piece of shit, right? But if he did, 3 things that were terrible, terrible things, but we pile on 30 things and only 3 of them are legit, that's also fucked up.
I don't think he's made a statement.
I don't think so either. But
I don't know. I know when J-Rod came out, he made a statement right away. Right. I don't know if Isaac Michelle's made a statement. And I don't know what the truth is. I just know what we're hearing. And you can only take that as half of what's happening until we know the truth. So I don't want to throw slander on something I don't really know the real truth about. That's not what we do. We're not shock. And we're not a shock podcast like that. I don't want to ever be part of something like that. So, but what I did say last or 2 weeks ago is they have a lot of responsibility being a high up guy in your gym. And I'm not saying him, I'm saying in general. And we need to, as men, learn to protect the ladies and also protect yourself, because you could get caught in something you didn't do.
Right.
You can't trust anybody. Just trust your jiu-jitsu. and you got to vet these girls before you do something. And vice versa, leave them alone. Leave the girls alone. Like, you're going to get girls being in jiu-jitsu, like I said, but you're not going to get all the girls, dude.
Right.
So,
man,
be a good person.
Be a good person, brother. I don't know. Tex, if you've got some information that you want to drop on us and shoot us a DM.
Hey, you follow Tex Johnson on social media if you want some fucking crazy stuff on the stories, dude.
Right. What
a cool dude.
I hope this doesn't offend Tex when I say this, but I'm gonna say that Tex Johnson would be like if Gordon Ryan wasn't a complete tool. Like, if that makes sense, like the type of content that you'll see on Tex Johnson's page would be like if Gordon Ryan wasn't a fucking tool. Like,
he's a high level dude who gives zero fucks.
Yeah, very outspoken.
Follow Tex Johnson. Yeah. He does not care if I don't think he cares if he gets canceled. I don't think he cares. He is
as real as they get.
That is it. Follow Tex Johnson.
Last question we got for this episode from Nate Mooskies. Do you use the hole in your underwear to pee, or do you meat flop over the top?
Well, we all know that hole is. See, women think that hole's for piss. That is a pressure release valve for when you cop a fucking boner and you're sleeping in the middle of the night. That is what that fucking hole is for. Women think it's for pee. Little kids think it's for pee. But as men, we know what that hole is.
It's an expansion chamber.
Yes. You fucking, and then you're like, oh, I can breathe. Because in the middle of the night, when you're on your peptides and you're on your BioPro or whatever fuck you're taking, you wake up like you're 12 again. And you got to create some space. And that's what that is. It's a pressure release hole. So no, I'm over the top. I don't like Stallone. I'm over the top.
You're not a pull your pants and your underwear down to your ankles kind of guy.
No, I've seen the photo, Kenny. I want you to post that photo on your stories. Okay. And I want you to blur your cheeks. Okay. Okay. I want you to do it like Tuesday.
Bro, it's a video. It's not just a photo.
Okay, well, blur your cheeks because you don't want to get discontinued. But I only known Kenny for a couple weeks. I'd seen his ass cheeks like 4 times. I was like, bro, we just had the BJJ blind date.
Oh, man. Your boy's not scared of the nudity, man.
This guy's not scared of the nudity. No, he's not. He shouldn't be. It's impressive, dude. This guy, he goes swimming if he flushes when he's shitting. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say that. like a big old fucking wooden spoon, dude, in a fucking pot of stew.
That's it for questions, brother.
You think of what I'm thinking.
Aim for the bushes.
Aim for the bushes. My name is Matt, Host Nation BJJ. This is Kenny at Freak Party BJJ. We're back. 51 straight weeks. Get ready. Lock in. We'll have more for next week. We had more questions. We'll add them next week. Follow me at Host Nation BJJ. Follow Kenny at Freak Party BJJ. And then follow Kenny at Freak Party BJJ. Give this guy more followers in 2026. Follow BJJ Balance everywhere. The Discord. Shout out to you guys for being the loyalist, the realest dudes. So thanks for the Discord. Thanks to follow on YouTube, all that stuff. Facebook. I'll post on TikTok. Kenny won't. And we will see you next week. Have a good one. Os.